fear behind that too is that they're going to do maybe the opposite too.
Yes.
Is that they're going to think, okay, I'm going to push down as hard as possible because I don't want to do a Kegel because she's going to freak out. And I've had people that have come to me, women, men too, that have said that they're like, when I've had a trainer, they've said to bear down like I'm having a bowel movement. And I just am like, what are you saying? I'm like, think about what you're telling me.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Everyday Pelvis. My name is Juanita Benedict. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and the owner of Athena Pelvic Therapy. I have with me an incredible guest today. I'm so excited. You're my very first guest. And I mean, it's only a couple episodes in, so
hey, whatever, I'm with it.
So we have with us Rebecca Filmer, who is a personal trainer. Yay, everybody. She's a personal trainer at the Life Center. And we met in a really interesting way. Do you remember?
I do.
Okay.
I do, for sure.
So it was at a coffee shop.
Yes.
Right? And I was there for a networking event. And I look over, and here's Rebecca, like at this coffee shop with her books open.
Yes.
Right? And you're studying.
I was sitting there studying, I think it was corrective exercise for postpartum and pregnancy.
Yes.
And I don't know if I came up to you or you came up to me. I cannot remember.
I think I came up to you because I think
you
saw
the
books
book. I was like propped, and I was like nose deep in this book. I was so
like,
into it.
There was no one else there.
No, I was in my homeland in a coffee shop by myself.
Yeah. So I came up to you. I'm like, hey, what are you studying? And then we started talking, and we've been connected since.
I know. I was super excited that like I actually met, someone who knows obviously in that profession that can give me guidance, for what's good for my scope of practice as a trainer.
Well, and
that was perfect for me.
And you for me too, right? It was really nice because as a pelvic floor therapist, we can only take people so far. I mean, I guess we can take them further, but really, look at your muscles compared to mine, right? So you are the expert in things that I am not. So it's really nice to have this relationship that we have.
For sure.
I think it works well for everybody, like for you, for me, and for the people that we, work with together as well.
Yeah, especially to have them like local. I have someone like, hey, you need to you need to reach out to Juanita. For sure, this is what you need to do.
I do the same. I do the same for you. So that's great. Well, okay, so I have something fun planned for us today. Okay. All right. So you're a personal trainer. Mm-hmm. You do all the shows, you win the awards, you do all that amazing stuff. Obviously, I work on a specific area of the body, not just there, all over, but not in the same way that you do.
Yeah.
So I thought what we could do, because as you know, there's a lot of crazy misinformation out there about fitness in general, certainly about pelvic floor therapy. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to take a look at some of these TikTok videos. Yes. Okay. And I wanted to get your opinion and my reaction to as to what's going on with these particular videos. What do you think?
I'm loving it. It's an epidemic, I think, of sorts.
It is, right? Do you see a lot of things on social media that you're like, oh my gosh, why are you doing that?
Yeah. And what's even worse is I think when you go through the comments and people they're just soaking it in. They're like, oh, I'm going to try this now. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And it's like, no, we can't go down that route, honestly. And I do that with my clients is like, I try and educate them the best way I can with the time given to get them to understand anatomy. How do things actually function together? And then you personally, as a client, without having to, have the degrees or anything like that, you can filter out yourself what is true, what is not, and, kind of weed out the BS.
Yeah. Some of these gym videos are crazy.
Oh, it's wild out there.
And then people will come into me and they have like these crazy ideas, and I'm like, listen, let's just get to the basics first. Yeah. So see, this is why we work well together. We have the same philosophy.
We do, because we just know, like, hey, let's not make things so much more difficult and then put yourself in a worse position.
I know.
Because you're either not going to get the results that you are, because you're not.
Right.
Or you're going to end up hurting yourself, which you will.
Exactly.
Not if, but when.
Exactly. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to start the first TikTok. So we'll look up here. Okay. So let's read it out here. Pelvic floor routine that fixed my flat mommy butt. Routine. Okay. So here we go. You're going to tell me if this is going to fix her flat mommy butt. My guess is that it's not. But
I already hate it.
Okay. Okay. All right, let's take a look. She looks good, right?
She looks fantastic. I know you lying.
Like, great exercises. Nothing to do with the glutes. Maybe a little bit there, right?
I mean, I can go with the, there's a little mobility, a little stretch. That's...
Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's her routine that fixed her mommy butt and gave her those kind of results. What are your thoughts?
That's a big no. That's a hard no.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Go ahead. You can say it.
Okay. So, that first picture that we saw of her, we don't even know, we don't know if this was a mom or not.
Right.
Right. Let's put that out there for one.
It's true. You're right.
The other part is that we're seeing like the after. Yeah. Here's one of the problems that I have, and I see it a lot, is that we're getting a lot of photoshopping.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
On the post side, right? People are getting really good about that, and then they're posting it, and they're getting people under this impression of like, hey, you do this simple exercise, clearly, and you can get these results. And that's not it. Even with especially with the pelvic floor, even those exercises, there's no context behind what she just did.
Exactly.
What's the rhyme or reason?
That didn't say anything about how that actually tried to target your pelvic floor, which it didn't. It didn't. Maybe there was some relaxation. Possibly we could argue.
Maybe the squat, little,
maybe a little bit, yeah,
side to side hip thing.
Right, but as someone who was going to be doing that exercise, you have no idea if you're actually hitting your pelvic floor. You're probably feeling your hips more than anything in those. But even beside that, like, I didn't really see anything there for the abs.
No.
That were going to result in that kind of an
even
after.
For the glutes, there's a lot
that was minor for the glutes.
I see a lot of like clamshell-esque exercises being done out there for the glutes.
Yes.
What always concerns me about that is that we're always thinking, oh, I just want my glutes to sit up a little bit higher on the side. So if I just do this, it's going to do that, right? And they don't realize you're tightening your hips. I'm getting so many women nowadays that are stuck in that external rotated hip position, that they have no internal rotation of the hip.
You know what's interesting, Rebecca, is because when they come to me, because you have a muscle, on the inside of your pelvis, that obturator internus, right? So we can feel that when we go in and do internal work, and it is oftentimes incredibly tight. We have that and that's what we see with people who work out a lot, is because you're right. We're getting a lot of that external rotation, or that clamshell kind of exercise.
Yep.
And it's really just a matter of like being able to discern, right, what is working and what is not. I think the thing for me about this particular video, and we're going to see in a couple more, but just the label pelvic floor, when it really had nothing to do with your pelvic floor.
No,
right? It's just a buzzword. They're just trying to get more clicks, and that's what we end up seeing. So,
yeah, it's always clickbaity. So it's just you're doom scrolling and you're looking for the quick answer.
Exactly.
And then we run across something like this, and then next thing you know, we're doing that, 8 times a day with no result.
I know. So learning how to filter, like understand like what actually hits your pelvic floor, and we'll talk about it in just a second. Let's go ahead and look at the next video. See I think you'll like this one better.
Oh, maybe. God. It's only going to get worse. I know it.
Here you go. Deep core and pelvic floor. Okay, so deep core and pelvic floor. First of all, what the heck is a deep core, right? There's no explanation for that.
There's nothing,
You have no idea. Like, people don't know. Okay, so this is for a flat tummy. So let's see what she's got. Okay. Okay. Twisting. All right.
Twist tap.
Again, not
pulse.
Bad exercises. mean, there's really not a wrong or bad exercise, right? It's just whether it's appropriate.
Yeah. What is the context behind? Yeah. See, I'm telling you, that's a Charlie horse. I know it in my calf. I already know.
Okay. So what do you think about that being a flat tummy?
No.
Routine. Like that's the whole reason. If you only did that. We have to get rid
of the flat tummy saying, right? There's no one that has that flat of a tummy, right? Without sucking it in, without
surgery,
without surgeries. It's okay to have rippling or something, right. You know, you have the lower belly, you have, it's fine. Yeah. We have to get rid of that flat tummy mentality yes. that it's going to basically pull everything in. Like with that deep core, I don't understand what that is, you know. Someone says deep core and I have, what do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
Like we can talk about anything.
They'll say abs, right? Like that's what they think. That's what they don't think about. Hips, they don't think about pelvic floor, they don't think about diaphragm.
They don't think about internal, external obliques. None of that gets brought up.
You know, what bothered me about this particular video was all of those exercises, again, appropriate for some people, right? Not once was there any kind of mention about breathing during that. And all of that was ab heavy, especially lower ab, right? Heavy. If you're not breathing right, that is really going to affect your pelvic floor, and not always in a positive way.
Right.
So yeah, maybe it's a pelvic floor exercise, but it might be a detrimental one, right?
And one of the biggest things I find with people that do ab exercises is that they don't breathe.
Yes.
Like with a plank.
Yes.
There's something about holding a plank that when someone gets in that position, whether it's a side plank, a forearm plank, whatever, they go,
yeah.
And there's no breathing happening whatsoever. And then you slowly start to see their abdominals start to bulge. They start to lose it. Their ribs are starting to kind of drop towards the floor. Yeah. Like for me, with all of my clients, I always tell them, like, I can only see what I can see.
Right.
Right. So when I start with them, we look at, let me see how you're breathing first. Let me see how you're walking first. Yeah. Put you on the treadmill. I need to see your gait. Yes. Because these are all, if we're talking about the core, everything starts here, right? Yeah. Including your hips. So I need to see all of that. And they'll be astounded that, well, why do you need to see me breathe?
I know.
I'm going to show you exactly why. Because most times there's a pattern that is off somewhere.
Well, I got to tell you, I can tell that you teach them to breathe, because when they come to me, they're like, oh yeah, I know how to breathe. I know how to breathe.
I know. They're constantly like, oh wait, I don't know how to breathe. I'm not breathing.
I know.
I'm like, you're not breathing.
But if you're not breathing, then we're not even working the muscles properly, right? Because we're denying them of the oxygen that they need in order to fully work,
right?
In order to get the most out of any muscle group that you're doing, but especially abdominals, right? Because then they're meant to move when we breathe. And if you're not doing it, then we're not exercising it in the correct way.
Yeah. So, and I've gotten a lot of clients or members at the gym too that'll ask me about, well, what do you think about waist trainers? What do you think about wearing a weight belt all the time?
Yeah.
And I'm like, weight belt has its place. A waist trainer, to an extent, has its place. If you're using it immediately after postpartum, I used one for a little bit, for a couple of weeks after I had Noah.
Sure.
But to say I'm going to strap that thing on and cinch them up really tight and then do all my exercises in that, absolutely not.
Well, you're smushing all of your organs.
And so I usually ask them, like, why are you wearing it?
Yeah.
Well, it's to protect my back. Okay. Yeah. Well, what does your abdominals do? And it's like radio silent.
Right, because it shuts off your abdominals, right?
Shuts off. I said, think about it. I said, most people that when they throw their back out, I said, it's not because they've done something, they've lifted, 1,000 pounds somewhere. I said, they picked up their shoe, or they like tied their shoe, or picked up their purse. And next thing you know, they're laid up for a week.
Yeah.
I said, it's because their abdominals are not firing when they need to.
Yeah. So this particular exercise that we just saw, like, that was a really hard ab workout for like a beginner. That would be very difficult. So you could see somebody doing that, totally holding their breath the whole time because they don't know how to breathe, and just like
being gassed.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. So
yeah, and they're going to feel it everywhere but their abs.
And again, calling it pelvic floor, when that kind of a workout, if not done properly, can make your pelvic floor worse.
100%. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, are you ready for the next one? This one might be my favorite one. Okay? Oh, this is a trainer, so this should be someone after your own heart.
I'm already embarrassed. Stop doing Kegels.
Stop doing Kegels.
Stop. You just make a blanket statement. Go for it.
Exactly. Never.
All right.
Or do a Kegel. Do you want the scientific explanation that I learned from pelvic floor therapy?
Sure.
So if this is your Kegel, these are your lower abs. You're tightening this, and your lower abs are doing this.
Oh.
So we need to relax this and get this firing. You are never to do a Kegel if you are in my presence, and I will help you unlearn how to do this. I know it's your instinct because we've been taught that for years and years. Let it go.
Oh, she got it.
No, never, ever, ever do a Kegel.
Okay.
Do you want the scientific explanation that I learned?
Okay. This one, I just can't even, it kills me because first of all, her scientific explanation is completely incorrect. When your pelvic floor muscles are contracting, your lower abdominals are also engaging.
Yes.
There's a neurological connection. So she's teaching them how to disengage those, which there's a time for that, but not during exercise, not during weightlifting.
Also,
you do not want to disengage that.
Know if somebody's doing a Kegel in your presence.
Well, you know what? That's a good point because half the people don't know if they're doing them or not.
They don't know.
They have no idea because our bodies are meant to contract your pelvic floor when we're doing something heavy and difficult.
You know, the fear behind that too is that they're going to do maybe opposite too, is that they're going to think, okay, I'm going to push down as hard as possible because I don't want to do a Kegel because she's going to freak out. And I've had people that have come to me, women, men too, you know, that have said that they're like, you know, when I've had a trainer, they've said to bear down like I'm having a bowel movement. And I just am like, what are you saying? I'm like, think about what you're telling me. I'm like, you put pressure, and I'll get like a water bottle or something, and then, you know, if it's just water, so there's no, you know, carbonation or whatever, but I'll shake it up and I'll put it upside down. I'm like, think about this. I'm like, if you're in a heavy squat and you got 400 pounds on your back, 500 pounds on your back, and you bear down, all I do is I take the top. Yeah. And I'm like, you see where all that water goes?
Okay. So I have to ask you something because you're in the weightlifting world. Okay. Yeah. Now, this is what I was told. And I don't know. This is why I'm asking you. So you can tell me if it's true or not. There apparently was a hashtag going around that was like hashtag, do they still call them that anymore? I don't know. I'm old too. So
it's still a pound symbol in my name. Okay, it's pound.
Okay, so it was like hashtag normalize women peeing. Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. There is a girl that has circulated. I don't know if I managed to successfully change my algorithm so that doesn't pop up.
Okay.
But there is someone, don't know her name, don't know where she lives, don't know her background. I know she's pretty popular in the powerlifting world. But yes, every time.
She pees everywhere.
She does that sumo deadlift, and I mean, the floodgates open and people are like, yeah, you know, she's pushing so intense. I mean, go for it, girl. You got this. And it's normalized. Oh, that's normal. That happens.
That means you're doing hard, something, right? That means you're working hard.
Are you, what? So it means I got to be peeing myself every time I want to work hard?
Listen, and I've seen a few weightlifters, right? In various men and women both. They do the very same thing. They always hold their breath to brace to come up. Now, maybe that's appropriate. I don't know. But I'm like, to me, it doesn't make sense because you need that pelvic floor to be strong to help your abdominals to contract even more. So I don't know, but I'm glad
there is like the Valsalva that they will do, you know, and that's common where they'll take that breath,
but they're
go down and
out.
up. They'll do their exhale.
Yeah.
Some will do the opposite where they go down and up in their squat, but we're talking beyond max load. And then they take the weight belt off. Right. And it's immediate. Take the weight belt off. You done your 1 rep. Yeah. That's more of in the powerlifting. If we're talking 4 reps and you're urinating on yourself, there's a problem.
Oh, yes. And a huge problem.
There's a big,
your body is not you're doing too much. Your body is not capable of handling what you're doing, or you're mistraining it.
Right. And at the end of the day, I mean, if you're lifting, you know, 1,000 pounds, you know, you've seen strongman or, you know, powerlifting at its highest, you know, competitiveness. Their bodies take a very large toll in general, you know. But that part really bothers me when we're now just hyping it up that's normal, because maybe you don't know it now. Maybe next week you won't feel it, but in the years to come, you're going to see the injuries start to, compound
100%.
on themselves. It's not going to, maybe it's not your back and be your neck. It'll be your pelvis. It'll be your knees. Something's going to give.
Yeah.
Something's going to give. That's not.
I'm so glad I asked you about that. I am so glad.
Oh my
That's been
God,
bothering me for
that.
years. I am so happy that we had a
But
chat.
I get so many women that when they come to me, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't squat. I can't jump. I can't do this because I always pee.
Right.
And they're like, I talked to my doctor and they said, oh, well, that's
normal. It's normal.
I'm like,
it's not normal.
It's not
and
normal.
It's not okay.
I'm like, is it common? Yes, it is, because nobody is telling you that it's not normal.
Well, we are. We're telling them right here, right now. Breaking news.
I know.
It's not normal to pee when you squat.
It's not normal to pee when you squat.
Yes.
It is not normal to pee when you laugh
or jump
or get scared or whatever.
Exactly.
That is not normal.
No matter what age you are.
No.
And no matter how many children you've had, it is not normal. That means that your pelvic floor is not working properly. The pressure system inside your body is not working properly. So there's
once I really kind of break that down, because I have an anatomy chart in the office, it's like the one guy with like no skin, so you see all the muscles. I go through each one and I teach them, this is what we're looking at. It's pressure management. And we just kind of go through that. They're like, oh, that makes a lot. They're like, I've never had that explained to me.
I know.
And I'm like,
it's because they hadn't been to me first.
I know, exactly. And then I'm like, freaking go see Juanita.
But see, it's good though, because when they come to me, they're much more informed, right? They know. Yeah. They know. And so
I tell them straight up, look, there's only so much within my scope that I can do, right? Mm-hmm. I can't do the same things that she does, and I don't have the time to do all Rebecca, that anyways.
You don't want to do the things that I do.
No. No. And I tell them straight up, look, I
don't want to do the things that you do.
Look, I love you, but I don't love you like that. Like that, I don't want to do all that. So we breathe, we lift, and we make sure we do it right.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, okay, we're done. I think we're done for the videos today. I think I've traumatized you enough with just those three.
That last one was...
It's crazy.
I hate the blanket statements.
I do too.
And I think actually for me, I think that's why shame on me for not doing it, but I don't post as much about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there's so many caveats. There's so many different circumstances that a Kegel is appropriate. A Kegel is not. There's no blanket. Well, do this. It's almost like you have to go see someone to actually understand there's a missing link. There's something going on that you have to figure out. And then the plan can get developed.
Right.
You can't just be like, hey, just squeeze this ball a couple times or do a glute bridge or whatever. As great as those exercises could be, could make things worse.
Right. Or they don't even know that their pelvic floor, whether their pelvic floor is activated or not.
Right. They've never felt it.
Because they don't know what a Kegel is.
No.
And maybe it's appropriate, maybe it's not. Maybe their pelvic floor is too tight. Maybe it's not tight enough. You don't know. And they don't know. It's hard to tell externally.
There's no way.
So, yeah, that's good.
I'm like, I can give you a list of reasons that this could be happening, but I'm like, until you go see somebody, I got nothing for you right now.
Well, I gotta tell you, this has been so much fun.
I like it.
Have you had a good time?
For sure.
I'm definitely gonna have you back if you will come back.
Oh, for sure.
So see, now you're on record. And you said you didn't. You said you didn't post enough about these type of things, but see, you can just clip some of this video, and then you can post that. See, that'll be great. Idea. Yeah, I know. Listen, always thinking.
I know. We need a team. I know. We have a team.
We're getting the word out.
We have a team here.
That's right.
We're building a very
team
strong team. Exactly.
Team health.
I like it.
We'll workshop the name. We'll figure it out.
Like,
all right, Rebecca, I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap everything up, and then I really would love for you to come back. We'll
sure.
see
Anytime.
What we can do, because this was fun, and I'm sure I can dig up some more videos.
We can go on some more tangents.
Yes, of course. There's lots of fun tangents we could go on.
There's a couple I want to throw in there.
I'm sure. All right. So everybody, thank you for joining us. Go ahead and do the stuff that you're supposed to do in order to follow us everywhere. Subscribe, like, hype. I think you can do now on YouTube. All the things, because by the time you see this, who knows what's going to be there. But just say that you like us in some way. If you have any comments, let me know. Rebecca's information is going to be in the notes. So if you want to reach out to her for any reason, then feel free to do that. She's a wealth of knowledge and be great to, I'm sure she'd be excited to listen to you. Maybe we'll bring you back on to answer comments.
Ooh.
That'd be fun too.
I like that.
Yeah. So make sure you give us something to talk about. So that's the end of this episode. And again, thanks for joining me. And this is the Everyday Pelvis, where your pelvic floor meets real life.